Warning, F-bombs are armed and may be dropped, but not likely this time. Okay. Um, a particular worthless subhuman piece of shit on Facebook made a very specific allegation against me. You are not an American. I was actually getting ready to reply very, very directly, right? I've served my country. I was born in here, blah, blah, blah. And it hit me all of a sudden. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. I have very strongly espoused the fact that mandatory carry for me is a global concept, universal concept. It should actually be in the United Nations Charter, the Federation of Planets, or whatever the hell comes at that point in our history, charter, in every charter. It didn't matter that whether I am or am not an American. Now, the truth of the matter is, I'm actually multinational, well, dual citizenship, US and Canada. My grandmother was a Canadian citizen. It passed to my mother, passed to me, and my other siblings. Also, my aunt, my uncle, and my other cousins on that side. But it doesn't matter to begin with. I could be, my analytics say that I have several Nigerian followers. Well, that's interesting. I could be Nigerian. I could be Japanese because I have some Japanese followers. I could be Russian. Yeah, I have a couple of Russian followers. I could even be, hold on. I could even be Iranian. Doesn't matter. It's still a universal concept that everyone has the right to defend their own lives. The first purpose of the Second Amendment is to enable the people to meet unlawful force with like force. How is this concept limited to one country or even one continent or religion or whatever? I can't see it. Sikhs actually have a version of this concept in their religion. If you ever see their turbans, I don't know everything, but I know they have a comb to take care of yourself, and a knife. If you need that knife for a fight, it's there, and it's supposed to be there. Pause. I don't know that every Sikh actually does the thing anymore because most of the Sikhs I've dealt with were in Sacramento. They were working security and they were working armed security because that's part of their religion. Wow. It makes perfect sense. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter that whether or not I'm an American citizen or not, whether I'm a natural born citizen or not. It's totally irrelevant. It has zero probative value. This is a universal concept, and I treat it as such. So, Jimbo, whatever the hell your name was, thank you for reminding me that it doesn't matter. Now, you happen to be wrong, bud, and forget about that. That's irrelevant, right? I could have been a lifelong civilian. I still have that right, that natural born, by the way, right? It's not a right handed down by a government, a piece of paper from the government that says, "Oh yes, you will always have that right." It's not a right handed down by God. It is a natural right. God had a choice: make the world round or fair. Part of making the world round making so the world could work, is giving us the uh, the right, the power, the ability to defend ourselves against an attack. Look at any um, film about nature. How often does the prey go down, just stand there and wait for the lion to come eat them? Never. And when the lion gets them, even if it's a solid and instant hit, the prey still fights back. The prey will always fight back. Now, I'm going to look over all your heads for a moment because I did have a couple of notes. Oh, yes. I have a personal belief that when I talk about mandatory carry, I talk about it on my page, my channel, my Instagram, my whatever. Unless I'm asked to go to another page, channel, whatever, I try not to talk about it there. All right. I don't like to show the kind of disrespect of coming into somebody else's house and demanding that they hear me out. Now, there's some exceptions to the rule. If you put something out there that's applicable, I'm going to respond. I do this to GOA, SAF. I've done it to a lot of different groups. But I'll just put it there and I'll walk away. And if you want to talk to me about it, great, let's talk. Most people, they just ignore it. They don't care. Okay, that's your failing. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But I'm not going to sit there and debate somebody for 5, 6, 7 months, 2 years, closer to 3 years in the case of one of my trolls. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to walk away. This particular troll came out of kind of nowhere. In a posting on Facebook by another page, talking about the Brian Thompson murder. I want to read the opening line. Mandatory carry is exactly the low IQ overcorrection that led to forced integration and other evils of the modern world. Obviously, you don't know what you're talking about. And if you want to debate me about mandatory carry, come to my page. Come to my channel. I wish I had a website that I could run this off of. That would be awesome. I don't. I can build the website. That's easy. I forgot the name of the free website hosting. But they don't have any kind of interactive capabilities. And the one that I had been using shut down 4 or 5 years ago. So that would be an entirely one-way conversation. I don't like that. I really don't. If you want to talk to me, come talk to me. I'm happy to talk. If you just want to troll and you're not completely out of control, okay. I have a resident troll, David, who pops up about 2.5 times a month. But then what he does is he long series of bullshit, and then he disappears for a couple months. But he's funny. He's not dangerous. He's not hurting anything. He's just an obnoxious little troll, and I keep him around. I could ban him. That's easy. Like that, I could have him gone. I don't. I actually hate everything he says because it's always another lie, but he's not actually hurting anything. So I let him stay. He's not the first person I did that to. One of my channel moderators Totes is welcome to come back anytime he brings his expectations down a little bit about the universe. Totes, I'm telling you, that's the truth. Um, but he walked in. The first thing he said was something like, "You seem unhinged to me, or you seem out insane to me, or something like that." And he made very clear that he was a gun control supporter. All right, but he stayed around and he actually paid attention and listened and cared about finding out what was going on, to the point where I don't know if he went it completely supports mandatory carry, but he sure as hell doesn't support gun control no more. Yeah, and I didn't do that. I just talked. I just told the truth. And sometimes it is painful. I myself don't actually like the idea of mandatory carry. All right. It means forever that there will be a danger out there, and you have to be ready for it. And you may not want to be ready for it. I don't like living in a universe where I have to always have in the back of my head that thought that there's terrorists out there, there's armed robbers out there, there's drug addicts out there. Now, you walk into a Sizzler, you pull out a gun, you demand all the money out of the register. I'm not going to shoot you. That's money. Up to at least this point, you're just taking money. I don't care. It's not my money. All right. It's not even the company's money. All right. They will deal with this with the insurance, with the police, all of that. It's not worth it. There used to be a law in California that said if you attempt to steal $10,000 or more from a bank or another cash, well, $10,000 or more in cash, deadly force was permitted. I know because I was a security guard back in California from around 94 to around 2004. And when I was getting my original guard card, that was specifically the rule. They had to explain this to us because some of us were getting armed guard cards. When can you shoot somebody? When can you kill somebody? Well, one of the conditions was $10,000 or more in cash, because people will kill for that kind of money in a heartbeat. An armed robber who robbed a bank in California was running away with about $10,000 in cash and tried to run people over in his escape. Oh, that's deadly force. The guard would have been perfectly legal within his legal rights to have started shooting, and he didn't. And that unfortunately did make the situation worse, because had he started shooting while they were still at the bank, the part about trying to run people over wouldn't have happened. He may not have hit them, he may not have killed them, but he would have created a situation where they realize that this has not gone the way that they want. They would have run back to their cars and taken off, and probably not hit a half a dozen vehicles and 3 people. Oh. To recap, mandatory carry is not an exclusively American thing. It is a universal thing. This is not a overreaction. This is an acknowledgement of the reality of the universe, whether I like it or not. I don't like it, but 2 plus 2 equals 4. God had a choice to make the world round or fair, and it is round. And this is unfortunately part of the universe or the world being round. And yeah, you know, you have a right to defend your life. Um, I don't understand how this is a complicated subject. I don't even understand really why I have to do this. Unless, of course, you're just a fucking retard. All right. For everybody else, keep calm and mandatory carry on.